Good morning to all. Myself Tejasri, working as guest lecturer in physics. Today we are going to discuss about the topic Hilbert space. So in our previous class we already discussed about the topic linear vector space. So this Hilbert space concept is nothing but the continuation of linear vector space. So in this Hilbert space let us discuss first about introduction, next the inner product space, next Hilbert space and then conclusion. So now let us discuss about briefly about introduction to Hilbert space. So the mathematical concept of Hilbert space named after David Hilbert generates the notion of Euclidean space. Here the Euclidean space is nothing but two-dimensional or three-dimensional space. So it is an example of two-dimensional, three-dimensional space. So it extends the methods of vector algebra and calculus from the two-dimensional Euclidean plane and three-dimensional space to spaces with finite and infinite number of dimensions, which means so in we have certain concepts which means in linear vector space, which we discussed in previous class, it has certain properties, so it means it has certain rules, and this by using this Hilbert space concept we can extend those methods of certain which means we can extend the methods of that vector algebra or calculus, so from two-dimensional Euclidean plane and three-dimensional spaces with finite or infinite number of dimensions, which means by using this Hilbert space concept we can calculate for infinite number of dimensions, not for certain finite which means two or three dimensions, but also we can calculate for infinite number of dimensions. And Hilbert space is an abstract vector space possessing the structure of an inner product that allows length and angle to be measured. Here the inner product, which is nothing but inner product space, which we will discuss it detail in later. Let here which means here by using this Hilbert space concept, so we are calculating this, which means we including the concept inner product space in this Hilbert space concept just for the calculation of length and angle which to be measured. Furthermore, Hilbert spaces are complete, which means there are enough limits in this space to allow the techniques of calculus to be used, which means for that for mathematically by using we can use the concept calculus or vector algebra, so these certain concepts can be used in the space for only certain limits. By using these Hilbert spaces we can naturally frequently we can calculate it for infinite dimensional function spaces. The earliest Hilbert spaces were studied from this point of view in the first decade of 20th century by David Hilbert, Erhard Schmidt and Frigyes Riesz. They are indispensable tools in the theories of partial differential equations, quantum mechanics, Fourier analysis, which means so we have many theories like not only quantum mechanics but also for partial differential equations or Fourier analysis or any other theories. So these linear vector spaces or Hilbert space concept or inner product space, so these acts as some tools for these theories for its mathematical description. Now coming to the inner product space. Let us see this inner product space with an example. So one of the most familiar example of Hilbert space is Euclidean vector space consisting of three-dimensional vectors denoted by R3 and equipped with dot product. So here we are explaining this inner product space with an example by considering three-dimensional vector space. Here we are considering three-dimensional vector space of Euclidean vector space. Here the Euclidean vector space is nothing but it is of two-dimensional, three-dimensional to infinite dimensional. We can calculate it by using this Euclidean vector space, and we are calculating, which means now we are considering three-dimensional vector space which is denoted with R3, and we are performing the dot product operation since the concept of inner product space. Here the dot product takes two vectors x and y, which means we are considering two vectors x and y, and it produces the real number when it performs x dot y, which means dot product. If x and y are represented in Cartesian coordinates, then the product is defined by, here we are performing the dot product by considering two vectors, one is x1 vectors and y1 vectors, and since we are taking the three-dimensional vectors, we have taken x1 x2 x3 and y1 y2 y3, and since you all know that the dot product if in mathematical point of view perform the dot product, so for one row, one column. So we perform the calculations. For the second row, we consider it second column. So since here we have 3 rows and 1 column, so we get one resultant equation. So this is one example for inner product space or dot product for 3-dimensional vector space. So this dot product, which means inner product space, satisfies certain properties. So first one, it is symmetric in x and y, which means x dot y equal to y dot x. The next property is it is linear in its first argument, which means ax1 plus bx2 dot y equal to ax1 dot y plus bx2 dot y. Here for any scalars a and b, vectors x1, x2 and y, which means we have 2 scalars a and b, but we have 3 vectors x1, x2 and y. So the next third one is if it is positive definite, which means for all vectors x comma x dot x greater than or equal to 0 with equality if and only if x equal to 0. On pair of vectors that like dot product satisfies these 3 properties is known as inner product, which means the vectors which satisfies these products in dot product calculation is known as inner product, and these vectors space equipped with such inner product is called inner product space. Every finite dimensional inner product space is also a Hilbert space. The basic feature of the dot product that connects it with Euclidean geometry is that it is related to both the length of the vector denoted by mod x to the angle between two vectors x and y by means of the formula, which means here we are saying that by using this inner product space concept we can calculate every finite dimensional values, which is nothing but Hilbert space, which means every finite dimensional inner product space is called Hilbert space. The basic feature of the dot product, which means this dot product, which by using this dot product in Hilbert space, we can calculate the length of the vector and certain angle between the vectors. So it is denoted by mod x, and we have certain formula for calculation of length and angle, which is x dot y equal to mod x mod y cos theta. So finally we can conclude that by using this inner product we can calculate the length and angle of length. So we can calculate the length between the two vectors and we can calculate the angle between the two vectors. So by including this inner product space, we are including in Hilbert space for calculating infinite dimensional space of its length and angle. So next is Hilbert space. The Hilbert space is an infinite dimensional vector space spanned by an orthonormal set of basis vectors. Any vector in space spanned by the complete orthonormal set of basis vectors can be expressed as a linear combination of the basis vectors. We know that any arbitrary quantum mechanical wave function can be expressed in terms of complete set of orthonormal functions. So finally we can say that this Hilbert space is nothing but by using this Hilbert space we can calculate infinite dimensional linear vector space. Here we are already discussed what is linear vector space, which means here linear vector space is nothing but a set. We consider the set as V with a combination of vectors and scalars. Here the scalars is a1, a2, a3 and so on something, but here vectors we are considering the wave functions psi1, psi2, psi3. We are considering these wave functions as vectors. So this linear vector space is nothing but the combination of vectors and scalars. By using this linear vector space we are calculating the we are performing certain operation methods on those vectors, which we have detailed explanation on previous class. So any vector in space spanned by complete orthonormal set of basis vectors can be expressed as linear combination of the basis vectors. We know that arbitrary quantum mechanical wave function expressed in terms of complete set of orthonormal functions. So we consider this quantum mechanical wave function, we can express it in the term of orthonormal functions. Therefore, the wave function v of x is completely satisfied of all complex numbers. Since we are considering or we are expressing these wave functions in the form of orthonormal functions, here the wave function satisfies the complex numbers. So we can write these in the column vector form, set of c1, c2, c3 and so on ci. Thus, a state function can be expressed as column vector in an infinite dimensional space by imaging an axis for each function c and corresponds to the components of the vector in the direction of that axis, which means we are so for every wave function there is certain state function. We are in this for performing certain operation methods in this Hilbert space. We are expressing this certain state function in the form of column vector for infinite dimensional space, which means for infinite dimensional space we are calculating or we are expressing certain wave function. For that we are considering it as column vectors for each wave function or each state function. For each state function we are imaging or we are considering each axis and we are representing it in the form of complex numbers. In these complex numbers, certain components of that particular vector corresponds in the direction of that axis. Suppose we are considering this complex number as example a plus ib. A plus ib form here a plus ib is nothing but certain state function, and this each function corresponds which means corresponds to certain axis, means dimensional space or certain dimensional axis, and its components which is nothing but a and b in a plus ib state function. Certain components a, b were in the direction of that particular axis. This infinite dimensional linear vector space spanned by the basis vector psi of 1, 2, 3 and so on is called Hilbert space. Therefore, here psi I we are considering and I equal to 1, 2, 3 is nothing but Hilbert space. As the state function in the Hilbert space are represented by column vectors, we are specifically call them state vectors. Since this state functions, which means for every wave function there will be a particular state function, and in this Hilbert space we are representing or we are considering the state functions as column vectors, and we are representing these column vectors in the form of column vectors c1, c2, c3 and so on. Here vectors we are considering as complex numbers, so we may this column vectors we can also call as state vectors. So this is nothing but Hilbert space, which means by using this Hilbert space concept we can calculate the wave functions by considering these wave functions as column vectors for infinite dimensional space system. Conclusion. Anywhere, not only in quantum mechanics, where one deals with operators, the space on which these operators operate must be specified, otherwise one would dealing with undefined objects, which means not only in quantum mechanics, if we consider any other theories, so which means any theory that deals with operators, then the space on these operators must be specified, which means the operators which we are performing or operating, that particular space should be defined. If it is not, which means we are defining with undefined objects, which means which we cannot define. In quantum mechanics, the Hilbert space, which included with inner product space, plays a central role in the view of interpretation associated with wave functions. Absolute value of each function is interpreted as being a probability distribution function. So in quantum mechanics, when it comes to the quantum mechanics, this Hilbert space acts as a main role or central role for the purpose of, which means interpretations of wave functions. Since we are considering this wave function, so it is not a physical wave, it means sound wave or water waves, but we are just representing it in the form of certain wave function, and this wave function we cannot calculate the finite values or finite eigenvalues, which we cannot calculate for that wave function. So we are calculating it with probability distribution condition, which means it may or may not. So we are calculating it probability distribution by considering the highest peaks and lowest peaks, which we already discussed in the introduction class. So this each wave function has some interpretations due to this probability distribution function. The probability distributions are definition by non-negative and normalizable. It is thus the Hilbert space takes the central position in quantum mechanics. So this probability distribution, which cannot be non-negative and it is normalizable, which means this probability distributions can also be equal to the unity. Thus this Hilbert space acts as central position in quantum mechanics. Through this Hilbert space concept, we can calculate or we can represent or we can measure the certain values, certain eigenvalues, which means the state vectors, state functions in the form of column vectors. In this Hilbert space, we are representing the state vectors as column vectors and we are performing certain operators. So this is Hilbert space. Thank you.